Hello guys, welcome to my channel Vijay Giri sir. Once again I am here with the poem Animals. This poem is of class 10 Cbse board and this is very important poem for term 2 because it is in your syllabus and it plays very important role. This poem is also very important and this poem is composed by Walt Whitman, who was born on May 31, 1819 in West Hills, New York, America. Okay? And he is considered one of America's most influential poets. Whitman aimed to transcend traditional epics and eschew normal aesthetic form to mirror the potential freedoms to be found in America. In 1855, he self published the collection of Leaves of Grass, and the book is now a landmark in American literature. Though at the time of its publication, it was considered highly controversial. Having continued to produce new edition of Leaves of Grass along with original works, Walt Whitman died on 26 March 1892 in Cadman in New Jersey. Okay guys, this is the introduction of the poet. And in the present poem, Walt Whitman expresses his desire to be with animals. और इस present poem में means in the poem animals he has expressed his desire, his wish to be with animals. The poet desires to live among the animals because they are serene and self-contented. They are too wise and bewail over their condition. And they don't weep for their sins but simply do their duty to God. Animals never weep for their sins, for their crimes, whatever they commit in their life. Simply they do their duty towards God. Whitman talks about the quality of satisfaction they possess. Means Whitman talks about the quality of animals they possess in this poem. The animals are always satisfied. They do not possess the mania of possessing things, and they are not having the habit of possessing things. This is mine, this is yours, this is mine, this is yours, like this. मीन्स कि उनके पास कोई चीज़ अपना बताने के लिए, अपना बनाने के लिए कोई ऐसा आइडिया नहीं होता. एंड दे डू नॉट शो एनी रिस्पेक्ट फॉर द अदर्स और इंडल्ज एनी फॉर्मेलिटीज. एनिमल्स नेवर डू टू शो respect for others or indulge any formalities. They are not having formalities. Whatever they are real. They even do not respect their 1,000-old ancestors, and they even never respect their 1,000-old ancestors. They take both sorrows and happiness in the same light. Animals accept both happiness and sorrows in the same light, in the same way. The poet feels that there is much to be learned from the animals, and Walt Whitman feels that animals have lot of qualities that we should learn. Okay, the poet has a deep desire to learn from the animals. They give him respect in the shape of a token and show their plain feelings. They do not have any kind of falsehood. The poet is much surprised at their quality. Poet is shocked at the qualities of animals. Now I am going to tell you summary of the poem. The poem Animals by Walt Whitman is a comparison between animals and humans. It is a comparison between qualities of animals and humans. In this poem, he shows how animals are better than humans as they are more empathetic, as they are more empathetic than humans. He says that animals also have feeling just like human beings. The poet also tells that animals also have feelings just like human beings. However, their way of expression is better than humans. He says that humans have lost the nature, true meaning of the life in this fast paced life. The poet says that humans have lost the true meaning of life in this fast paced मतलब बहुत तेजी से आगे बढ़ती हुई जिंदगी में, while animals still enjoy the true beauty of life and nature. जबकि animals जो है ना, they enjoy the true beauty of life and nature. He says that animals are calm and self contained. Poet says that animals are calm, cool, and self contained. They are happy with the resources they have. Animals are happy whatever they have. They are not longing for more and more and more and more. Okay? They do not criticize and belittle what God bestowed upon them. Whatever God had given them, they never criticize or never belittle, think this is little for them, or what they already have. Whitman feels that the human beings have lost their sanity while chasing the material goods. Poet feels that the human being have lost their sanity, their self-respect while chasing the material goods. He says that he would be happy if he was an animal rather than human being a human. Okay? He said that he enjoyed the company of animals more than that of human beings, and he wants to transform into an animal in order to understand what helps animals establish their life, and he wished to transform himself into an animal. वो खुद एक जानवर बन के देखना चाहते हैं इन ऑर्डर टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट हेल्प्स एनिमल्स establish their life. The poet also highlights the quality of animals being courageous. Animals are very courageous. God created man and animals for dwelling on the earth. God created both man and animals for dwelling on the earth. Dwelling on earth means living on the earth. God placed man on a higher position than that of animals, and God also placed man on a higher position than that of animals. And to the poet, the great American poet Walt Whitman, animals are better than man. The poet finds some qualities in animals which man doesn't have, and he expresses these by his poem Animals. The poet has expresses these quality by the poem Animals. And further, I would like to tell you, according to the poet, animals are peaceful. They are very peaceful, cool, and calm. They don't complain about anything. They never complain about anything. On the other hand, humans are crooked and crazy for material thing. इस भौतिक संसार में जो ह्यूमन बींग हैं दे आर क्रूक्ड एंड क्रेजी And humans lie awake at night and cry for the wrong they have done. And human beings lie awake, वो जगे पड़े हुए हैं एट नाइट पूरी रात एंड क्राई फॉर द रॉन्ग दे हैव डन, जो कुछ उन लोगों ने गलत किया ह्यूमन बींग्स ने उसके लिए क्राई करते हैं, रिपेंट करते हैं, पश्चाताप करते हैं. एंड एट लास्ट दे लूज देयर टेम्पर ओवर ट्रिफल्स. And at last they lose their temper. They lose their nature, their behavior, their temper. They became angry over the trifles. Animals are quite happy and they don't idle away their time discussing their duties to God like a human. They never waste their time discussing their duties to God like human beings. And he finds that humans do not have those qualities which are shown by the animals, such as signs of love, quietness, kindness, selflessness, honesty, patience, sympathy. साइन ऑफ लव मतलब जो लव एनिमल्स शो करते हैं ह्यूमन बींग्स डोंट हैव. क्वाइटनेस, उनके अंदर जो कूलनेस क्वाइटनेस है. काइंडनेस, उनके अंदर जो दया है, सिंपैथी है. सेल्फलेसनेस, वो कभी स्वार्थपना नहीं उनके अंदर. ऑनेस्टी, दे आर वेरी ऑनेस्ट, ईमानदार. पेशेंस, दे हैव पेशेंस एंड सिंपैथी, सहानुभूति भी उनके पास. These qualities are absolutely necessary for a wonderful life, and all these qualities are absolutely very necessary for a wonderful life. And he says that for the animals, all are equal. All are equal. He feels the life of the man is full of stress, depression, anxiety, and unhappiness. And poet feels that life of a man is full of stress, full of depression, full of anxiety, full of unhappiness. So he wants to turn away from living with other humans and wants to live in the company of animals for good, because he believes that he will get real happiness among the animals. After all, he wishes to make a relationship with animals. This is the summary of the poem. Now let's start the poem by one stanza. Here the title of the poem is Animals. The poet tells us that he feels more at home with animals than humans, and whom he finds complicated and false. यहाँ जो इंट्रोडक्टरी लाइन दिया हुआ है उसी में बता दिया है कि पोएट टेल्स अस दैट ही फील्स मोर, ही इज फीलिंग मोर कंटेंटेड एट होम विथ एनिमल्स देन ह्यूमन बींग्स whom he finds complicated. Whom he finds मतलब human being are more complicated and false. Okay. First stanza is, I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. Placid means होता है calm, peaceful, serene. Placid means क्या होता है? Calm, peaceful, serene. And here in this stanza, the poet expresses his desire to turn into an animal. और लास्ट लाइन में कहते हैं, आई स्टैंड एंड लुक एट देम लॉन्ग एंड लॉन्ग. तो पोएट इज एक्सप्रेसिंग हिज डिजायर टू टर्न इनटू एन एनिमल एंड लिव विथ देम. ही फील्स दे आर calm and have pure minds. They have pure minds. Unlike human beings, animals seem to be contented with their natural surroundings. मीन्स अनलाइक ह्यूमन बींग्स, जैसा कि जो क्वालिटी ह्यूमन बींग के अंदर नहीं है, एनिमल्स आर सीमिंग मोर कंटेंटेड विद देयर नेचुरल सराउंडिंग्स. एंड द सिंपल लाइफ ऑफ एनिमल्स हेल्प देम हैव better self-control and rationality. The poet wants these two qualities in human beings. Okay guys, I hope it is clear. Now come to the next stanza. Okay, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and deep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to other, nor to his kind that live 1,000 years of ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So let's see. द पोइट सिंस मीन्स होता है मिसडीड्स, जो आपने मिसडीड्स जो गलतियां करी है. स्वेट एंड वाइन मीन्स होता है टू क्राई, चिल्लाना, रोना. एंड द पोइट रिमार्क्स दैट एनिमल्स डू नॉट क्राई एंड कंप्लेन अबाउट देयर एडवर्स सिचुएशंस. दे नेवर क्राई एंड कंप्लेन when they are in the sad situation, in the bad situation, in the sorrowful situations. They eat and sleep peacefully. Animals eat and sleep peacefully. Okay? Without having anything to bother them. On the contrary, on the other hand, human beings commit sins and later talks about God and lose their peace of mind. और ह्यूमन बीइंग का क्या है? फर्स्ट दे कमिट द सिंस, फर्स्ट दे कमिट द मिस्टेक्स एंड लेटर ही टॉक्स अबाउट गॉड एंड लूज देयर पीस ऑफ माइंड. सिंस एनिमल्स आर प्योर एट हार्ट एंड दे डोंट हैव टू प्रे टू गॉड एंड आस्क फॉर फॉरगिवनेस फॉर देयर रॉन्ग डूइंग्स. Okay guys, I hope it is clear. Now let's start next stanza. Stanza is from here. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that and lived 1,000 years of ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Here demented means होता affected with madness. Demented means क्या होता है? affected with madness. mania means होता है obsession and kneels means होता है bend, झुकना. So here in this stanza, animals don't crave for material possessions and hence they are happier than human beings who desire for things and get dissatisfied when their desires don't get fulfilled. Human being के अंदर क्या है? They always get dissatisfied when their desire is not fulfilled. But animals don't crave for material possession. They are not sad for their desires. They don't have the madness of human beings to own the things. उनके अंदर चीज़ों को अपना बनाने की मैडनेस नहीं है. ऑल द एनिमल्स आर इक्वल एंड देयर्स नो क्वेश्चंस इन इंसल्ट टू सम एंड रिस्पेक्ट टू अदर्स. देयर इज नो मैटर ऑफ इंसल्टिंग एनीवन और रिस्पेक्टिंग एनीवन. दिस इज द बेस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ द एनिमल्स. ओके, आई होप इट इज क्लियर. नाउ कम टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेंजर. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself and they evince them plainly in their position. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So here token means symbols एंड एविंस मीन्स टू शो. एविडेंस से बना है एविंस. ठीक है, टू शो. पोजीशन मीन्स ओनरशिप. नेग्लिजेंट मीन्स केयरलेसली. ओके गाइज, So here in this last stanza, the poet feels that animals represent human beings in certain aspects. They seem to have what human beings possess long time back. Virtues like kindness, self-contentment, innocence. The poet is saying they seems to have what human beings possessed long time back. और पोट कहता है कि एनिमल्स आर सीमिंग टू हैव द क्वालिटी ऑफ ह्यूमन बींग्स दैट long ago they were having, like virtues, kindness, self contentment, and innocence. The poet avers that advancement of civilization has corrupted human beings. और जो ये हमारी एडवांसमेंट ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन है, जो हम सिविलाइजेशन के अकॉर्डिंग अपने आप को एडवांस करते हैं, इट हैज़ मेड करप्टेड ह्यूमन बींग्स, मेकिंग देम ग्रीडी. ह्यूमन बींग्स ग्रीडी हो गए हैं इंस्टीड ऑफ टीचिंग देम गुड वैल्यूज़. अपने आप को अच्छी वैल्यूज़ सिखाने के बजाय दे आर मेकिंग ग्रीड्स एंड दे आर करप्टेड. Okay, guys, I hope it is clear. And Walt Whitman is the poet of this poem, and this poem is from Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the poem and understood the poem. Let's discuss some of the important question of the poem. Okay, like why does the poet like animals, ये क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. एक्सप्लेन द सेटिस्फैक्शन दैट एनिमल्स हैव एंड ह्यूमंस डोंट, ये एक क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. वाई डू एनिमल्स डू नॉट बी फॉर देयर सिंस, एनिमल्स अपने सिंस के लिए, मिस्टेक्स के लिए क्यों नहीं क्राई करते हैं. वाट डज मेक द पोइट सिक, पोइट को क्या सिक करता है, क्या दुखी करता है. हाउ डू ह्यूमन बींग्स एंड एनिमल्स डिफर इन टर्म्स ऑफ डिजायर. Okay, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the poem and understood the poem very well. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.